Number 23, development impact fees. Diana.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. All right. So at the December 2nd workshop with Council, based on the discussion, staff is providing the following for consideration and action by the Council: whether to freeze impact fees at the current level, and whether to form an ad hoc development impact fee committee comprised of 2 council members, staff, and representatives from Yuba City Unified School District, Sutter County, and the builder-developer community as needed. So impact fees, with the exception of water and wastewater connection fees, are updated on an annual basis on January 1st of each year. Water and wastewater connection fees are updated on an annual basis on July 1st of each year. The increases to both are based upon the Engineering News Record Construction Cost Index from April to April. With Council's authorization to maintain the current impact fees in effect indefinitely, the impact fees, infill impact fees, and water and wastewater connection fees will remain unchanged until otherwise modified by the City Council. For reference purposes, the scheduled increase would be 2.34%. So with the formation of the Ad Hoc Development Impact Fee Committee, potential topics for discussion include impact fees, so what do they cover? Are all of the items still necessary? The infill area, to reevaluate the property definition and infill area boundary map. City design standards, some of the things we discussed tonight: attached versus detached sidewalks, landscaping requirements, right-of-way dedication requirements. Infrastructure needs and costs, the ability for the city to legally contribute funds toward the infrastructure required for new development and financing options. Sutter County impact fees, ability to reduce the fee. Yuba City Unified School District fees, ability to reduce the fee, and also whether or not they can pay up front versus the Mello-Roos, which our 12 growth strategies actually requires Mello-Roos, so that's something to evaluate as well as the 12 growth policies. So the recommendation tonight is to adopt a resolution authorizing that the current development impact fees, including water and wastewater connection fees, remain in effect until otherwise modified by the City Council, and designate 2 council members to steer the Ad Hoc Development Impact Fee Committee to be formed for a period of not more than 1 year. And with that, I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Pretty simple. Any public comment? Nothing. Regarding the appointing 2 council members for the ad hoc committee, Shannon, or city attorney, I have received interest from Councilmember Espandola to be on that committee. However, we noticed that the Yuba City Unified School District will have a representative on that board. She happens to have them as a client. Would that create a conflict, in your opinion, that would be better to have as someone else?
You know, conflict questions are notoriously difficult, and I don't mean to waffle.
No, that's fine.
And I'm going through them in my head. My gut feeling tells me there's probably not a conflict. However, generally on these sorts of things, just to avoid these sorts of issues, the best approach from a legal perspective is to not be involved as part of that, just to step out of the process to keep everything clean. But I would need to do an analysis to determine whether or not there is one. So the default is always step out of it when possible to avoid it. That's the safest approach.
Okay. Is that your recommendation, I'm assuming?
Based on the information that I have right now,
Right.
it's my recommendation.
All right. Would you, I'll leave it up to you. We can either postpone it to re-examine it and find a more definitive answer, unless you have heard enough to recuse yourself, so to speak.
Would you, is there a date that we're trying to get this started?
The sooner the better, but
Right.
we haven't even set a meeting yet, so.
So would it be okay if there wasn't conflict? Let's say if we had the research with the attorney, if there was a conflict, that a second person could be nominated in case I can't do it.
So
someone else.
I guess that would make sense. If we, in the interim between now and the next meeting, if we discover that it's in fact the best course of action for her to not participate, would we have to have another meeting and reappointment, or can we designate somebody to slip in that case?
Just designate an alternate, and then if
All right.
she resigns from a position, the alternate automatically steps up.
All right, very good.
So if we can do that, I would be comfortable with that.
All right.
An alternate.
All right, that's good. So it's clear that Councilmember Espandola has expressed interest Anybody else?
The mayor, I would like
What?
to also.
All right,
The mayor, I would like to express interest as well.
all right.
I guess that leaves me through the mayor, since I was the one who brought it up on the second. Obviously, I do want to be on it.
All right, so we're going to put Councilmember Shaw, Councilmember Espandola in the interim, and in such a case that we determine that it would be the best course of action to not have Councilmember Espandola on there, we'll have Councilmember Boomgarden step into her place. Excuse me, Vice Mayor Boomgarden step into her place.
But I was third. No, I'm teasing. I'm teasing.
You're also wearing a red blazer. So
Ooh.
I appreciate the red. Are you sick too, aren't you? You look like you sound like you're sick.
Yeah, it got me at noon. Yeah, I slide the council down.
Yeah, you're good. All right, that's one of those. So there's the decision. We're going to put
You need to make a motion. on this.
Councilmember Shaw and Councilmember Espandola, unless circumstances warrant otherwise, in which case Vice Mayor Boomgarden would step in. So there's the appointment. Do we need to vote on that? So,
I'll make a motion for the ad hoc committee for Councilmember Espandola, Councilmember Shaw, and alternate Councilmember, Vice Mayor Boomgarden.
thank you very much. I will second that. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That's unanimous. Now we're going to go up to the adopting resolution.
Through the
A
mayor.
motion, yeah, thank you.
I move that we adopt a resolution authorizing that the current development impact fees, including water and wastewater connection fees, remain in effect until otherwise modified by the city council.
Second.
I think Grace got that second in. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And that's unanimous as well. Thank you very much, Diana.